With harvest right around the corner, we wanted to put together a quick video showing setup on a GS3 2630 display. And in this example, we did this setup on a 70 series combine, but this would pretty much be the same for any combine, whether 50 or 60 series or an S series. And we've got our very own Bill Hushin to go over this overview with us. All right, take it away, Bill.
You have a setup a John Deere 2630 display in a 70 series John Deere combine. Obviously, you're going to do your client farm field. If you have guidance, you'll obviously turn it on just like you do in everything else. You're going to go into your menu, GS3, resources. If you're at the top, you have your farm field client. You're going to change it to harvest. Make sure your task is harvest, and make sure your crop season. It doesn't change automatically. It's got to be on this year's crop. You can put an operator in there if you like, and field locator. The only way that's going to work if you have boundaries. Then you would get down to your equipment. Equipment, obviously, it's grayed out as combine. You're going to go in here, and I don't see that in here, so you got to add it to 9570 STS. Same thing, you give it the same name, 9570 STS. Then you'll go over here to change offsets. You're going to give B, that's in inches, so I'm going to say 40 inches. C is going to be a little less, so we'll make that 38. And the receiver height is around 145 or so on a combine. If you were doing a tractor or sprayer or whatever, this needs to be more accurate than this. With a combine, we're just collecting data. Except that, I'm going to hit your header. I've already put in, it's a corn head. We don't have it, it'll be grayed out, sometime won't. We're going to put a 643 head on this. New 643. Here we're going to do the same thing. We're going to set up the width. Corn head is, we're going to say 4 feet long. And D, for where the corn enters, is going to be about 3 feet. And letter A is down the throat, so we're going to make that 2 feet. Will be nothing, no offset in C. We got a 6-row head, and look, all of a sudden we got implement width of 24. If we go change width, you can't change it. On a 70 series combine, you got to do that down here on the little armrest display, right here where the combine icon is. You hit that 1, 2. Third time it gives you, it says unknown head, so you're going to use your little scroll button, click on that, and then you're going to change that to 15 feet, which is a 6-row head. And then hit the little check mark, enter, and then hit the home button again. If you look up here, it has changed it to 15 feet. So then you would change your, I'm sorry, going to change it to 6-row, 6-row, accept, and the feet is going to be 15 physical width. So now it's a 6-row head on 30-inch rows. So you've got to make sure you change it down your armrest. That also reflects back to the 50 series combine, same way. You've got to do that down here on the armrest. Overlap control is used so that it knows if you've already harvested that place, it'll actually turn 2 rows off at a time. You can manually do that also, right there. Bring them back on there. So next button down is documentation. You're going to do documentation. You'll have harvest up here, and new, always hit harvest, change harvest settings, crop type. You're going to go in here and you're going to find corn. You're going to put brand in. We're going to do a test brand today. Variety is, everybody knows, variety 1. Accept that. So you need to know the right variety, what you're doing. And if you have a variety locator file set up prior, that's when you would check this box. It says, it'll tell you whether the variety locator is okay for that file. So you can check that box. You can get this turned on here if you want to hear it change as you're changing varieties. And here in Residue Manager, you're either going to be chopped and spread or spread. accept there. It tells me we have a new variety locator for this field. Then you will go into the mapping button up here at the top, punch that, go into map settings, up here in the foreground. You would go in there and you're going to change this to yield. That way you get a colored map. If for some reason you needed to clear all your old maps, if there's still coverage on them, you would hit all farms and fields and clear all that coverage. So right now we're going to accept that. And down here on this particular page, you have this green, yellow, red, and blue. You're going to touch that. And in here, in this bushel per acre, you can put in your top bushel, say 200, and low would be 150. Accept that, and then as you're going through the field, it's going to chart it out as green. Everything above 200 and everything below 150 will be purple in between. That's probably same thing here. You're going to do your guidance button. If you're doing soybeans or running road guidance, then you're going to go into your guidance settings and set that all up just like you would any other 2630 display. Shift track, same thing. You're going to make sure they're turned on. Okay, if you want to add a run page, you're going to go to your menu, layout manager, and you've got 5 pages you can set up in a 2630. Like here on number 1, if that's checked, that means that is on one of your home pages. So you hit number 2. This is another page on the run page. So if you want to change the format, you change it here. If you want to change what's on that format, so this format here is letter F. If we want to do A, you could touch that one. And if you had a 50 or 60 series combine, you're always going to put the original green star because that's where all your information would come in. For this particular combine, we're going to bring in a run page like that has your yield. Over here on the side, I'm going to bring in your yield and moisture and all that, and that is on back through the page right there. So then once you get that, you have a run page here that has your moisture, average yield, or your dry yield, instant yield. You can actually change that. It'll go to wet. So you can set multiple pages up if you want to be able to change. We'll go to page 3 now, and we're going to do a split page G. Up here we're going to put a map with a yield. Down here at the bottom, GS3, we're going to go and set up where you can change your varieties. And over to the right, we're going to put a page in that has the farm and field information. So now you're able to go right directly in and change your variety here. To change your variety, you always need to make sure you just hit change harvest and then change your brand or your variety number there if you don't have it already preloaded. So then that allows you to just jump from one button to the other and gives you a couple different run pages.